find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. U.S. Bank Stadium holds just under 70,000 spectators, and they've come out in full force for this one. A fantastic atmosphere here in Minneapolis. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports.
Pulls it in at the 13.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Play action. It's Jackson. And his first pass is incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5. This defense for the Bears, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number? 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
That pass complete to Moore. And they worked this well upfield across the 45. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
It's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually got to pick up a holding call.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
On the return is Pettis. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return, and the Bears take over. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their own 43. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Play action. It's Fields. That's going to be caught downfield by Mooney. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards.
When teams practice their plays during the week, they're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game, and they hit that one there for big yardage.
On 1st down, Fields. And his throw here is incomplete. Chase Claypool, the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on it quickly once more. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Fields now to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
As my dad used to tell me all the time, when you're getting ready to play a big-time game, especially when you have one going into a dome setting, better strap it up tight because that crowd can really affect things.
Especially on 3rd downs like the one we just saw there with the incompletion.
Fields is off, and on comes Cairo Santos for the Chicago field goal.
From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. And Santos yanks that one a bit. No good. Wide to the left for Santos, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Looked like he might have overcompensated there for being on the right hash because you got to make sure you get the angle right. But that time he started it too far left and winds up hooking it way too far.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
They'll try and run right on the option. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8.
The Vikings at 1-3 here in the early part of the year. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. And I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10, right at the 40. They go play action with Jackson. Rolling to his right.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And the Bears are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
Well, we've seen quarterbacks get away with throwing the ball on the run, no doubt. But this, Charles, I think you'd agree, not the best of throws.
And listen, you're not always going to have a clean pocket to step up with the proper mechanics and deliver the football. I mean, that's a given. But you also have to understand your limits and know what you can get away with and what you can't when you're trying to make a throw like that.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
It's a jet sweep. Here comes Claypool with it.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 16 yards is the pickup there on a 1st down for Chicago.
Well, part of why that play works is because the defense has to freeze because they don't know whether he's going to hand it off or keep it himself. And this time, how about that sleight of hand?
Fields hit and the ball is loose.
Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit. And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back. And now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
That's complete right side to Kmet. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Open man, completes it to Claypool.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. First and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scout.
Here we go now on first and goal. Fields throwing again. Claypool with another catch.
He'll get only 2 there, and it's second and goal.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal.
To throw is Fields.
Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown.
Chase Claypool.
His 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Bears post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter.
And now it's blocked. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line.
First down 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go. Second down and 12 at the 19-yard line.
Throwing is Jackson. This one caught. It's the tight end, Hockenson. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Play action. Now Jackson.
We're going back to the same well. It's Hockenson again.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's another first down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards. Up the middle, it's Cook. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
So not a lineman, but the tight end instead this time, drawing the holding call.
And more what you're getting with tight ends are guys who are much more receiver than blocker. They may be willing, but that might not be their thing. Oftentimes, they'll be the ones getting the penalties.
He's going to look deep for more. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, one thing we certainly know, he likes to take those risks deep downfield during games, coverage or not. The coverage was there on that one. No catch, but he's also fortunate. No turnover either.
Throwing on second and long. Jackson. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw again is Jackson. Open man is Thielen is complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 19.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Cook now off the read option.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6 at the 15-yard line.
Cook now off the read option.
And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down.
No gain on the play. Brings up third down and 7.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. An effective 7-yard third down conversion.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Now Jackson taps this forward, jet sweep. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, second and goal. Jackson now. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away now from moving out in front. Joseph connects on the extra point, and they take the lead here at 7-6. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Khalil Herbert to return it from his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive, so we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
Now a first down throw, Fields. Right side, Claypool's got it.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Back to throw, Fields.
He's going to look deep down the field. And incomplete on the deep ball.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
To throw again on second down.
Fields.
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the leg.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and that'll keep this a 1-point game.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement, so now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
Jackson on first down. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. He's got room at the 30. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And the Vikings are going to have a first and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. They'll run with Cook. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. They'll try again here from the 7 on second and goal. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Rondell Moore as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings will extend their lead here just before halftime. Joseph connects on the extra point, and the lead is up to 8. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
Bears take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
The offense schemed going 5 wide, trying to create a chance for the big shot, and they took it. If he comes down with that one, that's a huge offensive swing. But credit the defense with a nice play, knocking that one away.
Throwing again on second and 10. Fields. And that is incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on third down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
A final shot before the break. Fields. Montgomery hauling in the slant pass. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Play action. It's Fields.
And that will be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Offense looked a little bit discouraged out there, play, shaking their heads a bit, looking at each other. I think they thought they'd get a lot more out of that call. Sometimes you do get the running lane you want, and other times the defensive front, they just break up the play before it can get going.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson going underneath. He's got Hockenson. They find some open field here. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Play action. It's Jackson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to them here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Jackson to throw. And this one is incomplete.
And absolutely zero surprise that that one was incomplete, huh? I mean, truthfully, how many OCs have we seen with 3rd and 20 on their play sheet and go, oh, I've got the exact play to dial up?
Now, that's just a head scratching down when you're facing a 3rd and 20. Tried to complete it, couldn't get it done. Not too shabby here. This will skip out of bounds at about the 12-yard line.
At their own 12-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now, what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. And they'll send the tight end in motion. From the 16, Fields.
The throw for Claypool is intercepted.
Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the second half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick six.
I think that's a great observation, too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate that those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, yeah, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They run again on 1st down. Cook. 58 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Attempt carrying the game for Cook. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Jackson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
The kick by Joseph is good. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Joseph now to kick this one away. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Fields. Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked off by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And the Vikings are going to get the football back as time will run out
in this third quarter of play.
So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on. First down, here's the run with Cook. And they'll get this down to the 10.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
From the pistol, they run it with Cook. They'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Just a loss of a yard there, but it's not going to help. Now they face a 3rd and 14. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And the penalty, it helps a little, but they'll still have to navigate a 3rd and 9 now. Now it's Jackson. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. T.J. Hockenson, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Vikings are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Joseph connects on the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And from the end zone, here comes Herbert. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
He hits Mooney going across the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. On first down, Fields. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And he's got some space here. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Again, Fields. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
To throw on 2nd and 10.
Fields. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. That's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Here's Fields.
And that is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Fourth down. Fields has to have this one.
And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today.
It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. And the Vikings are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on fourth down.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They start the drive with Cook. And space opened up a bit. He's able to take this up past the 10.
69 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
Fourth quarter with a lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on first down. They did that plus 3.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great...
He's got a man, complete.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Well, for Lamar Jackson, we know all about how dangerous he is running the football, but he can really sling it as well, and he connects on a big one there.
Cook up the gut. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook, and he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to small up the ball carrier.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Second down, they go right back to Cook.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, the first drive ended in 3. This time they take it down and punch it in the end zone.
So that first drive felt like they were just gathering knowledge, didn't it? Just enough to keep the field goal on the first one. And the second time they put it all together and got it all the way to the end zone.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. This one certainly has not gone according to script. You would have thought on paper that this offense would have its way here, but they certainly have not, and they trail big. After this, it figures to be a quiet trip home.
Looking to throw again on second down.
Fields. Claypool with another catch.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
Off play action. Fields. Open man completes it to Claypool.
Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Fields now to throw. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. But we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Throwing on third down, Fields. This one swung out to Montgomery. And he'll be brought down well short of the first at about the 9-yard line. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
They snap it to Fields.
And it'll be intercepted.
And the Vikings are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. And with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.